Oh, hey, we had a request, by the way.
Hmm. Oh.
Oh,
Oh, can you? Okay, there we go. I had to reach up through my monitors to get to you.
Me too.
Oh man. Yeah. So yeah, I'm using a like a just a voice recorder to record the audio, and then a program called AZ Screen Recorder to record the video. And the reason being is because um, I guess Meta Workrooms blocks AZ Screen Recorder from being able to record the audio, but it will allow the audio to play through the speakers. So I just plugged in a jumper cable
yeah,
from the headphone jack to the sound recorder.
yeah. I've got
I
one of
cheated.
those. It's a little what was that company? TDK.
Uh
They're
huh.
an audio company, but they made tapes and stuff like that. But one of the kids got a neat little player. God, this is 20 years ago. They're
Mm-hmm.
real simple, but it will record anything you hear that comes out of the speakers that are recorded. So,
Wow.
it's simple and it's neat, but you also have that Microsoft audio deal too, audio video, so you can sit there and kind of like the days when you're in a recording studio when I'd do some engineering.
Mm-hmm.
It's real slick. I could go into my music deal and load. I think it's 5,000 songs.
That was weird.
Do you hear that sound?
Who's coming through?
Well, that was Patrick's audio, but as the audio was going, his mouth started to move towards it or to it. It was funny.
Really?
Yeah, it's a deep fake, man.
Okay. You were implying there's some propaganda going on out of Israel.
Oh my goodness.
You don't believe the Muslims are that bad or what?
Oh yeah, I believe that.
Uh,
I believe war is that bad. War is that bad. Like I've said before, if you're down, and I've never served or anything like that, but I got enough sense to know that if you're down in a trench or whatever with your buddy and you watch his head get turned into pink mist, you may not necessarily be too humane if you catch up with the people that were responsible. And while I can sit here in this VR room and say that that's an unacceptable action, that's not the same thing as being the guy that just had his buddy's head turn into pink mist. So if I were in that position, I know myself well enough to know that I would probably be capable of atrocities too. So I think about any one of us would, depending on the situation.
the one thing that hit me just like right off was I can't believe the Israelis were not armed, Mike. They used to be.
To the teeth.
I mean, God, maybe
Yes.
I'm 30, 40 years ago or something, but they carried,
Rifles.
fire all over the place.
Yeah, it was nothing to see. Even the younger folks carrying rifles everywhere. Younger folks, older folks, that was a,
Uzis, stuff like that. But
yeah.
I wanted to know. Somebody came out. Oh, they were. Well, the Israeli government were handing out farms. Well, what happened between the time they all carried them and not having any of them? I guess something happened. Somebody took the guns away.
Well, they started making it increasingly harder to have them, is what they did.
Whose smart idea was that? The threat was less.
The Zionist government.
Yeah.
See, that's when you know that it's not about the people. When a country disarms its people, it is no longer about the people.
Well, I'm sure the PR thing. Oh, we got it covered. Don't worry. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, as people started popping up with, which I was glad to see it. Yeah, let's not hear any more of that shit about taking the guns away, people. I mean, here.
I mean, good luck with that, because they seem pretty hell bent on that one.
All it's going to take is one experience, Mike.
Oh yeah, well I agree.
I don't. They may talk. They may talk, but nobody's going to be listening, and no one. Everybody's going to. There'll be plenty of people say, "Shut the f up."
Yep.
That's the only thing, I really believe that's the only thing keeping people from attacking us on our borders is they know every other house has got guns.
I agree, Pat. It is said that's, and I haven't ever researched it or tracked it down, but because there's a lot of misnomers about World War II and Japanese and Pearl Harbor and all that, but that they say that was the reason the Japanese never would attempt to land in the United States, is because there would be a rifle behind every blade of grass.
Mm-hmm. Especially back then. Every man had a gun, just about every man.
Yeah.
I remember my grandpa had gun rack in his truck with rifles on it. You don't ever see that anymore.
Nope.
Well, hell, you walk into a hardware store, there'd be 30, like an aisle in a grocery store. Both sides would be gun racks, rifle, shotgun, whatever there.
Yep.
Go and look at it. Go and, hey, pick it up. Hey, $18. I'll take this one.
Yeah,
Tells you how old I am, doesn't it?
well, I mean, they sold them in the Sears and Roebuck catalog. I mean,
Yep.
And you didn't have to do jack. You just sent in your check or your money order. There's no nothing, and it didn't matter if you were 12 or 22.
And magazines, I remember getting them, looking at them, especially after World War II and the Korean War. I mean, all kind of guns were around. You buy Lugers, P38s, whatever. All kind of. You could buy barrels of them. Some Spanish rifle, sold them by the barrel loads.
Didn't the guy who made the first revolver, I think it was him who had the quote, God made man and guns made man equal, or some shit like that.
Yeah,
it's close to that.
Either Colt or Winchester. God made man and Winchester made him equal.
Yeah, something like that.
Which pretty well says it all. But with what they've done, with the numbers that they've let into this country, they don't know who they are, what they are, or where they are. Yeah, we're going to see some.
They did that shit deliberately, totally. Excuse my French, sorry, but they did it intentionally to cause chaos, I think.
Oh yeah, and they're going to get more than they bargained for with this deal, Pat. I know this. And you want people to defend themselves? Yeah, and the law enforcement, you're around getting terrorists. Good luck with that, because you're going to have a real force to go against. So.
Yep. Oh, and Patrick, I found out what the deal is. Like, Steve can't see either one of those pictures up there. Can you?
Nope.
All you see is like blank squares. Huh?
You had it the last. Yeah, you had it the last time where you had it.
Yeah, Patrick put the one on the right-hand side there, and I put the one in the center today, which is just a screenshot from an article that's from RT. It says, "Don't read American media," says Putin. But, I agree with him there. And anyway, so I've got that up there in the middle, but I know you can't see it. Why am I? Nah. Okay. I thought maybe they might have gave me more abilities with my hands, but they didn't let me get any special powers or nothing. So anyway, they're giving us new, huh?
Go ahead.
Oh, they're giving us new stuff all the time with these headsets, new abilities of stuff we can do. We actually got legs, not here in workrooms, but we do in the Quest stuff. We've got legs now, but that's cool.
We're real boys. We're real boys now.
See, for me, you need like that. What, the Addams Family? That hand that would just walk around.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think called it hand.
But now he should be able to see this.
He can see videos, but not the pictures. Oh.
Can you see that now, Steve?
Well, I see a white screen. Oh, wait a minute. Here it comes. U.S. pledges to back both Israel and
Yeah.
Ukraine. Oh,
He just can't see the whiteboard.
they got just what they wanted, didn't they?
Yep.
We're going to catch up on that military-industrial complex as I literally watched Eisenhower in his farewell address say on that fuzzy black and white TV.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there was quite a bit of stuff that actually came out that was kind of crazy. Putin's been making a lot of statements about this in Israel, and I can't disagree with his thoughts. He's basically saying the same stuff I'm saying, when it comes to whether or not this side or that side's committing atrocities and stuff like that. Well, of course both sides are. That's war. It's not something that's acceptable, but it's something that happens in war. And
Well, that's what war is, isn't it?
well, yeah, and all Putin's saying is basically both sides have the right to defend themselves, is what he's saying. Let's see.
I haven't seen a single piece of news out there yet that explains why the Hebrews are mad. Or not the Hebrews, the Muslims.
Right.
There's no narrative on their side whatsoever. It's just they're Hitler, is all they're saying.
Yeah. And you're just supposed to accept that. And, that's the thing that I am not good with. This whole mindset, you have to accept things this way. And if you don't, then you're this or you're that. And it's like, well, wait a minute here. You're saying that I don't have freedom to make my own decisions. I don't have the right or the ability to look into things and, use my own set of morals, my own set of guides. This is it's insane. I mean, in my opinion, it's genocide. What's happening to the Palestinians?
What are
Mike, where do you think you're living? Where have you been living the last 10 years?
where are the
Do you
Cubans
want to know
at?
you want to know the answer to that?
Well,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure which one it is, but it's either Sodom or Gomorrah. I'm not quite sure, but I'll just call it the New Babylon. How's that sound?
Well,
I live in the
you're
New
asking
Babylon.
all these questions about what you're able to do. The answer is no. You don't have the right to do that.
Let's see. I'm looking to see if there's anything else. Yeah, and see,
Oh, wait.
like Putin says right here, the attack on Israel was unprecedented cruelty. So, I mean, he's calling, in my opinion, he's calling this out fairly and equally. You know what I mean? Because, well, they both are at fault. Well,
Well, he can be diplomatic, Mike. Otherwise, he kills
Oh, I thought this was an important update. You can still see the screen, right? So apparently.
Wait a minute. Yes, sir. Moscow's
okay.
embassy cited the escalated Israel-Palestinian conflict.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I can see it. It was fine. It's full screen in front of me.
Sweet.
Yeah. Here's my posting. Let me see. Get the right thing.
I just thought that was kind of a notable thing. If they're telling the Russians to leave Israel, then they expect things to get, And from my understanding, this is where we're at right now. I don't know what time it is, how much time is left, but I know that Israel had given.
You ever know who this Sebastian Gorka is?
No. Not off the top of my head, but.
Help train FBI, stuff like that in anti-terror stuff.
What's his name?
He was on this war room, and basically, here's my heading: Gorka, to Islam, peace means submit, surrender, or die.
And
I've got a tax-exempt, bully, thug, extort, murder, mafia organization. And that's what they are, Mike.
It's unbelievable.
I got thinking in college where I had introduction to religions and stuff, and we never even discussed Muslims.
They need a hand mute, man.
Oh, yeah. Is that what they heard me playing with my lighter wrapper?
Oh no, I could see your hands messing with your mind. This is so awesome, man.
That's pretty cool.
I can only imagine what the 3 is like.
Right.
Need some oil on those wheels.
Yep. But yeah, when they're telling the Russians to get out of there, that they expect things. What I was saying is, I don't know what times or what, but I know Israel had given Palestinians 24 hours, and this was yesterday, give them 24 hours to evacuate Gaza because they're basically going to go in and exterminate anything alive in Gaza.
It's going to look like...
Well, they already got tanks rolling in. I saw that.
Oh, did they?
Well,
yeah.
They've hit Lebanon, too.
That's what's crazy is that it's not just the Gaza Strip anymore. It's a war all around Israel.
Yep.
Within days.
Well,
what the heck?
Syria. You got Syria where they got a problem with hiding terrorists.
Saudi Arabia shelves Israel peace deal.
And Iran funds Hamas, right?
Well, not officially, but it's highly suspected.
Yeah.
I'm sure. I'm sure that they help them out. No doubt in that. No doubt in that. Just like we just kind of gave weapons to like Al Qaeda and any of the others that at the time were going to do our bidding, and then we'd switch up.
Anybody we had to pretend to be friends with.
I should say Al Qaeda and ISIS, FBI.
Yeah, the enemy of my enemy policy.
Yeah, but the problem is they got multiple personality disorders, and they're like all of them.
Yeah. like we do.
Well, good point.
I've lived a long time, and boy, it's 1956 when the Russians rolled into hungry, and the Hungarians were begging for people to help them.
Right?
We didn't. Should have never let Stalin have all that. Never should have let him. That was Roosevelt's deal.
That's really all the headlines so far. They been kind of slim on the news today so far. I'm sure that'll change. Yeah, I don't know.
Propaganda press.
Oh, I'll tell you, it's insane.
So what are they gonna do to any Muslim people that are in Israel? Because there's Israel people living in Gaza, there's got to be vice versa.
Well, I think Gaza was mostly Palestinian. I don't know. He just told them to get out. I think I thought I heard something about. Well, I know there was a call to the UN to help, and I want to say I thought I heard something about Egypt stepping up and saying that they could go. I want to say they said they could go their direction.
No, I mean, like, what if there was Palestinian protesters in Israel? What would happen to them?
Oh, they'll be killed.
Yeah. So how are they any better?
They're not. That's my whole point that I'm trying to, it just does not make sense to me to get out of a situation to where genocide was happening to your people. And I mean, literally, it just, from what we know of the Holocaust, all that craziness just got done happening. And then they turn right around.
Yeah.
And just because of a bunch of white men in suits said, oh, this is your land now. Now they, not on the same scale and in the same manner, but they are doing the same damn things to, and here's the thing. We can't even talk about the replacement theory, the great replacement theory. In fact, if we even bring it up, we'll be told how racist we are and all that stuff. But wait a minute here. So Israel is basically taking over areas of Palestine by whatever means they need to. And I'm not supposed to see that as,
provocation. Yeah.
Provocation? That's mind-blowing to me. And just because a bunch of white men back in 1948 said it was so. And it's like, wait a minute. How the Bible doesn't say anything at all to support what these people are saying. Nothing at all. They really don't have the authority, in
that way. But in this sense, I think it's kind of a unique war. I mean, for recently, because like in my history, I don't remember a war that was fought over strictly like, we just want to kill all of y'all, period. We just want to kill y'all because we don't like y'all. Usually it's over resources or something, but this is just like, we're going to kill you.
And the thing that confuses me the most out of the whole package is the blind, undying support from the Christians of people that think of them as filthy animals. I mean, literally, if you are not Jewish, you are considered a filthy animal. If you hear these people from Israel talking about Hamas, that's all they say, the words filthy animal. They just call them filthy animal.
They include the Christians with that?
Yeah. Goyim. Anybody outside of their belief is a filthy animal.
But they're asking all the filthy animals to help them.
But they want the filthy animals to help them. And the filthy animals are dumb enough to do it.
Yeah. That is fucked up.
It is. We hear our politicians talk all the time about not sending money to people that don't like us very much. What the hell?
As you're saying that,
It's all because of the Hitler rhetoric, I think.
the Muslims feel the same way about the Jews and the Christians.
No, they don't. That's the messed up thing. Islam, yes. Islam, yes. Not Muslims. They're not the same. They're not the same. And to be real honest, not all Judaism is that way either. There are more.
Don't they believe in the Quran?
The Bible, yeah.
No, the Quran.
The Bible, yeah. It's just a different language, man.
Yeah.
That's the thing I don't understand. Why there's so much hate over the same God?
Well,
It's a different. it's a different translation. It's the same story.
I'm not sure where in the Bible it says to go out and chop their heads off of whoever.
No, you should probably look in the Old Testament. You're probably more familiar with the New Testament.
I've been through the Old. In fact, I'm probably more. I can relate more to the Old Testament than I can the New Testament.
Now, there was tons of times that God sent people to slaughter.
Oh
others.
yeah, I get that.
Right.
But like I said, Islam, when they say peace, that means, they want peace. Well, yeah, but that means submit or die.
Okay, but that's Islam, and Islam's not a religion, it's a political ideology.
There you go. Now we're starting to talk the same language, Mike.
Muslims, Muslim is a religion, that's a faith, and they are very peaceful people.
Don't they both? They both go by the Quran, don't they?
Yeah. But see, here's the difference, okay? And I don't know the ins and outs of the Muslim faith, but I know this. They have, whether it's in the same, just one book or not, I don't know, but they have both the Old Testament and the New Testament as well, okay?
Okay.
Islam bases their political ideology off of the Old Testament, just as Judaism has their ideology from the Old the Old Testament that we know.
Well,
okay, but New Testament. Yeah, Judaism don't even recognize Jesus.
No, and because
because they voted to have him killed.
Yeah, well.
I mean,
were you too high?
Sorry.
Well, they didn't think he was the Messiah because nothing changed.
Right.
And if you think about it, the same Christians kind of feel the same way, but they feel like, well, when he comes the second time, it changes. My understanding is what makes you think when he comes back, he's coming for you.
Well, that's the funny thing.
Yeah, it's some dying laughing, Mike. As you
well
know from one of our phone conversations here not too long ago about the
but the thing is, though, is you can't confuse what God says and what Christians say. You can't confuse those two things.
Oh, yeah, I get that. Yeah, I can't remember all the chapters and verses, but someone pops out with something I can pretty much relate to. I don't think that's in there. Why don't you find that for me? There's a lot of misconceptions that people.
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of people that don't understand what particular parts of the Bible is actually saying because they don't grasp the concept. So you got a lot of that, but the scripture though, the actual words, yeah, I can't argue what Christians are arguing for because I don't believe like them. I can only argue what the scripture says because that's what I base my belief and my faith on is the actual scripture, not some religion that was spun off of it. That's where people get in trouble, and I keep reminding folks that in the end, all the churches, every last one of them lose their lamps. Every last church loses its lamp.
Yeah.
So that means there wasn't one religious group, organization, what have you, that got it right. Not one. So what does that tell you? That you should go run and listen to this faith or that faith and that? No, it tells you need to stick your nose in the book, talk to the Father directly, and push all those out away from you and let them go on with their doctrines and dogmas as they see fit. And you walk your own path, and this is important, set apart from them. You have to be set.
Could read the same thing and know what it says, but instead we got 300 denominations.
Right. And what it is it's all 300 of those denominations were different people that wanted to twist and contort the word to fit their will. And that's not how it's done. You don't change the Bible to fit you. You change you to fit the Bible. So, I went around before all that nonsense happened with my family. Even with all the crazy shit I was doing, I still thought that I was still in the Father's grace. And I wasn't. I wasn't even close. And, absolutely, people are allowed to believe whatever they want to believe. But what they aren't allowed to do is avoid the consequences. And that's what happened with me. The consequences caught up with me. And as a result of everything, the aftermath that happened from that, he's got my undivided attention now.
I see. You thought you were good to go, huh?
Yeah, I did. Do you want to know what I felt like? Do you want to know who I felt like? And that's why I keep trying to warn the dude. But he's not receptive, and I wouldn't have been either. So, Bear independent. With the chip and the chip on his shoulder and the ego he's got, absolutely. I was that 10 times over.
Well, Well, how you used to a couple things, Mike, with that. You need to do a little explaining here. That you used to run his shows, which, so.
Oh, no, I didn't, not Bear, no.
What?
That was Prepper Nurse 1.
No.
That freak.
Bear, I know you used to run his shows.
Oh, you mean I used to play him on. Oh, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so you're saying while you were running those shows, you were 10 times over what he was.
No, when he was younger, he was.
No, this was like 10 years ago when I was married.
Okay, well, that's because
this was like 10 years ago when I was married.
Didn't sound like you, Mike, from my intimate knowledge.
I am not the same person I was 10 years ago. Not even close.
Okay.
Not even close.
Okay.
There's still some of me in here, but not a lot of me. I've, I say it, and I literally mean it how I say it. I gave him the wheel. I literally gave him the wheel. I do not want to put this car in the ditch anymore.
Yep.
And every day I wake up, and all throughout every single day, I'm always asking him, what do you want me to do? What do you think of this? I'm constantly in that communication.
Yeah,
Constantly.
but Mike, there's all kind of people that are saying that and think they're doing that. And we got one hell of a mess.
You want to know how you can tell the difference as to whether or not they truly are?
I'm here to learn. You ought to know that.
It's hard because I can be honest flat out, and most people wouldn't, but I'm not. I should be, but like 100% commitment's hard from anybody. I mean, I don't want to. Like when I pray, I never ask for anything. I don't. It's just watch over my family, keep them safe, healthy, and happy, and forgive me for my sins, and all that. And then, but I don't like ask for stuff because I feel like I ain't worthy enough to ask for nothing.
Yeah, I've got the same feeling, although we're told that's not the way we're supposed to think.
Yeah.
But I feel you.
But so yeah, like when it comes to that, I don't. Like I know I'm not like a saint. I'm not as dedicated as one could be,
So the
Yeah.
faith, saying that the faith, pray as if you've already received your needs or wants or gifts or blessings or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Would be the ultimate faith.
Well, like you were saying, how do you tell if someone's committed to it, fully? Shit, most people aren't.
Well, oh yeah, I never actually finished that.
Yeah, you didn't finish, Mike.
So what you want to look for is somebody that, how do you best word this? Struggled with making the right decision. And here's the important part. Somebody that's had it all stripped away from them and had to start over. That is how you know whether or not somebody's, got God in their full undivided attention. Because
you can see it a lot, like with people who come from prison.
Yeah.
There's ones that will dabble in what they used to do, and then there's ones that are fully committed to life change. There's no thought, they're dedicated, and they learned about God in prison, and swear that, that's what changed them.
Yep.
I mean.
I see. Well, I'm pretty much screwed, aren't I, Mike?
I know the feeling. No, you're not, and that's just the thing, man. There's a small handful of things that you can do to be completely, absolutely, not possibly accepted, and I highly doubt you've done any of that. And
and I would say, like, my advice to like younger people and stuff is like, don't ever feel deserving, man. Don't ever feel like you deserve anything.
Yep.
Yep.
Well, I like the saying, you mean God's grading on the curve here?
I mean, God, humans, everybody. You don't deserve nothing from nobody.
I'm
Nope.
not
You
near
don't.
as bad as, I'm not near as bad as that guy.
Right.
You
Yeah.
might that's when if you get praise for something, it's cool and it's always good, but you never walk around thinking I deserve that, or that's what gets, I don't know, that breeds anger to me. It's when you don't get your way, there's so many kids, especially my kids, man, they think they deserve. Well, like my kid, he gets an allowance. I mean, he has to do the minimal things, take out the trash and keep his room clean. I have to tell him to take out the trash once, twice a week. He still never does it on his own, but I still pay him. And even if he don't do any of it, he still thinks he deserves his $20,
Well, you can take the old Russian way of doing things. They did it for 70 years, and the saying was, we pretend to work, they pretend to pay us.
I keep giving him the money because
That's the
then he can't ask people for more money. He's only got $20 to spend. Like, you want chips and soda, you go buy it with your $20.
He's pretending to take out the trash, and you need to pretend you're paying him. There you go. Get out some Monopoly money. That's about what we got now. It's the same color. Now, whose joke is that?
I'll sell him some cryptocurrency.
Oh, I got some. I got some Patricks here for you.
Yeah. Some Pat coin.
That's right.
Now you're gonna be your first name's gonna be known. I slipped up and called your first name on the show last night.
That's all good.
It's before you were in there. I think I was talking about doing the VR. No, I think I was actually talking about flying. I think I was talking about our flight. I don't remember. Yeah.
But I also had a problem with that life, just thinking, man, I deserve better options and better opportunities, and really don't, and I don't deserve nothing from the good Lord either. I mean, I want things, but if I ever walk around feeling like I deserve anything from him, that's when I think any Christian's on the path downhill.
Yep. Well, I just thought, I had myself bullshitted, and I had to be doing the right thing, and I think this is kind of a position where Bear's at. I had myself convinced that I had to be doing the right thing, because I was bringing in tons of money. I was able to, I was getting into the prepping thing, and I was able to really start putting back. I was really starting to put back stuff, and I thought that I must be doing everything correct. I mean, everything. Well, I don't know. Now that I look back at it, I sit here and I say everything was going well. That's not true. No, everything was going to hell. The only thing that was going well is I was bringing in a lot of money. And so it had me thinking that, I must be in God's graces if he's still allowing me to bring in that money. Oh, no. God will give you all the rope you want. He'll give you as much rope as you want. And that's the thing, and that's one of the things I respect so much about him, is because the level of free will that he gives us is something that I don't think, and I'm a pretty fair, even guy, but I don't think I could be that fair and even. I know I can't.
My thing is whether or not I'd be able to control the amount of rope I take. I just need just enough to where I can keep my tippy toes, but will I keep going past that? Probably, in every situation.
And that was a learning lesson in other parts of the scripture for me. And again, there's different people, and so it's important that folks don't confuse who is what and such. Like, I want to be a follower. I want to be a straight up follower, whether you want to say it follower, disciple, whatever you would want to call it. That's what I want. Mm-hmm. I don't want to be a king, and I don't want to be a peasant. I don't, I want to do as much as I can possibly do. But I don't have to have, I don't have to have tons of personal reward for it. It's not, I don't know. That's just not me. And I mean, it was, I guess it was me. I don't know what all switched in me. There was a lot of switches that flipped in me when all that went on. And like I said, I'm a much different person now, but, you got that choice. You can be a king and have the riches and have all the toys. But you can't be a king and a disciple. You can't do both. You have to pick one or the other. And so I made my choice, and that choice was a disciple. And with that choice comes that I am not allowed to have an abundance. The Catholic priests have what they call the vow of poverty, and that's based upon what I'm speaking of. The clergy wasn't allowed to have all kinds of stuff. They pretty much have their personal effects, and that's it. They call it the vow of poverty. Well, that's because the disciples are supposed to sacrifice all the toys and all the riches and all of that to follow the Father. That is just one of the sacrifices that is asked of us. But you don't have to do that. You can choose to be a king if you want, and you can have the money, and you can have all. But you also have to remember, you don't get to choose the consequences. And it says in the Bible, the chances of a rich person getting into heaven, and it's pretty clear about that. Talks about a camel through a needle's eye. I don't see a lot of kings making it.
That's what I'm saying. I think, like I always said, the idea of socialism, like a one leader, like in a perfect socialistic setting, kind of be like heaven's described.
Well, yeah.
One leader, everything's good, everybody's equal, everybody's happy, like that's a lot of shit in common. But no matter what on this planet, everyone who gets that opportunity screws it up and gets greedy, man. Everyone.
Yeah. Well, and that's the problem. All the systems would work, capitalism, socialism, all those systems would work if you didn't involve the human factor. When you involve the human factor and there's corruption and greed, they all fall apart.
Exactly. So I was talking about that, like I was giving an example to my wife and my son. Okay, say we were communist, whatever, socialistic, and okay, everybody gets a boat, but this neighbor over here would be pissed off at this neighbor because, like, I didn't want a yellow boat. Why'd they get a blue boat and I got a fucking yellow boat?
Mm-hmm.
They would find something to complain about.
Right.
So I was telling them that the way you could do it is have free access to boats.
Right.
Like boats at every lake, and it's just fucking first come, first serve, and there's no charge, nothing. Government pays for all of it, gas, maintenance, all that. That'd be the only way you could really do it. And still people would complain, without a doubt. But
you helped me figure out a solution for your son. So here's the deal, right? You're given a $20 allowance, but he's not doing anything for it. So what you want to do is you want to teach him about modern capitalism. And what you do is you give him that $20 and then you take it back. And you say, well, you actually owe $25. So then you start charging them interest and adding late fees onto it. So that by the following week, he's in the hole for you $60.
You missed your calling to be.
And then I can take him to court when he doesn't pay me and get a judgment against him. And then when he doesn't pay that fine, he'll get arrested.
Put a lien on his bicycle.
Put a lien on his bicycle.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Have a sheriff sale.
It is unreal.
Here you go. The Karl Marx.
Oh,
as you're talking, Patrick. Karl Marx, the saying, from each according to his ability, to each according to his needs.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, plug this in.
Christians were the first ones to bring communism to this country.
And
They starved to death.
I think that's why, like I said, I think a lot of things about communism sound appealing because it has a lot, like the perfect communistic society would be a lot like heaven, man.
Yikes.
Oh,
So that's why I think people want to gravitate towards something like that, you know, but in reality, you should be working more towards getting there in the afterlife instead of recreating it here.
What's that?
couldn't hear you. You got out of your box or something.
Oh, I did? Oh, I didn't know I did. Patrick did.
I think. Yeah. He faded out there.
Yeah.
Now I'm back.
Could have missed something that would change the world.
I hit him with the defibrillator and he came back.
Now. Yeah, well, they hit me a couple times with the defibrillator, so you know. They put me into a quick sleep.
Apparently, a Reuters videographer, Assam Abdallah, was killed in southern Lebanon. So apparently there's craziness there. And I guess the Republicans picked Jim Jordan as nominee for House Speaker now?
Yeah. Yeah, another child.
I don't know.
They need someone from outside the swamp. It's the first time they've done away with the speaker, and the speaker's always been like a representative. Well, I say go full blow here, balls to the wall, and just pick someone from that isn't a representative or in the government.
Right. Right.
I kind of like this. There's a guy named Kash Patel.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Okay, and, he knows what. Here's the thing with him: he knows what's to be done, and I think he's a guy that could get it done. So, Jim Jordan, you don't need any more. Don't need any more children in there that we got to watch and manage. Jeez, come on.
Right. Hey, Patrick, do you see a bunch of stuff on the floor?
What's the deal?
No.
You don't see a bunch of stuff on the floor? Dude, every time I start this, I come in this room, it tells me as I come in that it's cleaning stuff up, and it's literally says it's sweeping the floor. Does that floor look like it's been vacuumed to you?
Looks like it needs a carpet cleaning pretty bad.
Yeah. I'm going to have to get on to
steam over it.
I just hope that they eventually let us make our own, like, our complete own room.
Would you get a choice as to what its room layout is?
Yeah.
Where there's a whole audience.
Well,
can we change what's out the window?
No.
Then you could fill up the people with aliens and stuff like that.
It won't let me choose, or it won't let me change out where we are while the meeting's in session. But this is called the Lakes Cabin, okay? And then there's a city bright, and you're in a city, and I'm not a fan of cities.
I like the Lakes Cabin.
And then there's a beach villa, but it's not. That's where. Yeah, right. I don't know. It's okay. Right. It would be a second choice. What?
Oh.
No, you're here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, I can hear you.
What's that? Is it me?
You can't hear us. We can hear you. You can't hear us. We hear you. I don't know sign language. you got you got to work with me, brother.
Testing.
Oh, I have to let a dog out. You continue to sign with Steve.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Oh, it says you're away.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, Patrick.
Okay. I gotta type something.
I don't know about.
No, he had to go.
There.
He had to go let the
Oh,
dog
it
out
says
quick.
Okay. Well, the security. Head of security there. Probably like our little dog. He'd run off with anybody when he was a living. Let anybody in the house. Pay attention to him. He liked people. Little guy.
Darn computer.
Did you say you were in the Northeast, Patrick?
Northwest Iowa.
Iowa.
Yep.
God, there are people in Iowa then.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately.
Well, there's worse place to live.
There are, but not many. I mean, if you like living in a fucking sea of corn, that's where I live out in the country, like surrounded by corn and beans.
Yeah, we're wheat.
I miss trees, man.
Trees? We don't have any trees.
That's where I want to live.
That's why they made dugouts when the pioneers came.
Yeah.
The fence posts are even stone because there wasn't enough wood. They'll last 1,000 years, though. We have movement with the Watchman.
Yep. Oh, well, now I got to go get the dog again. Hang on, she's barking her head off.
My buddy just sent me a picture of some some skirting he needs fixed on his trailer house. Little bitty hole. Like tiny. But that's what he needs fixed. It's like, dude, I would just deal with it.
What doesn't hurt?
What does what hurt?
The hole.
Yeah, I know. Fucking put some duct tape over it or on the back side of it or something. It's tiny. I didn't even notice it. I had to look. History. Hey, you want to see the plane that Mike made?
Sure.
I think I got a video of it. Oh, actually, I can probably just pull it up right here. Profile.
Really?
I'll zoom in here a second.
Turbo. I can't remember what they call that thing. Sierra or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I know it's 850. That's all I know. But he's got flames like even like on the backside here.
Pretty
You
neat.
can kind of see.
I think it's like 8 or 10 passenger or something. It's fast, high altitude, pressurized.
Yep.
Yep.
I believe.
Yeah, it is.
Well,
Well, it's good for about 15,000 feet, you said, the cabin pressure, and then I guess you have to go to masks. Yeah, it's it's awesome stuff.
Yeah, I was showing him your paint while yours going, man.
Right on.
Kill some time.
You should see the interior I'm working on.
It's gonna be awesome, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. They got a lot of goodies that they let us alter, if you will. Like pretty much every single aspect of the thing we can edit. Trying to get mine might be a little laggy because I'm on. Well, oh, yeah, mine was real laggy. And I've got a lot going on. Let's see. Let me get rid of. What's that?
oh, no, it's you're playing with it, I see. No, Patrick put up a plane. He said you designed or something like that, but it looked like one of those is a turboprop. I think they're 8 or 10 passenger. There's some, I can't remember what they call those things, but it's, you can single engine rated.
Right.
Rating. What are they called? What's that? It's a.
Oh, that's a single engine turboprop.
Yeah, but there's a manufactured plane like that.
What do you mean? This is modeled after a manufactured plane.
Well, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
I saw one. Oh,
This is a who makes the TBM?
Wichita.
This is a TBM 850. I don't remember who makes it. Who makes it? Do you remember, Patrick? Oh, you got it, Mike.
Plane. They're high performance.
This is making sure I hit my buttons. You can't hear me, Steve? You can't hear me? Oh, Patrick, can you hear me?
Well,
Shake your head if you can.
Yeah, I can hear you. I was just talking to my son on mute.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if my audio quit or what.
I don't know. Sorry.
But this is the interior I'm working on. Oops.
Snap.
Yeah, I changed out. This was all, here. That would be the cabin doors. Which one? Not that one.
So
Not that one.
Like build your own plane, huh?
Yeah, paint it however you want it. Yeah. Not that one. Well, I see it there. How come I'm not unchecking it? Cabin walls.
I don't know. I'm not like hearing anything.
You're not? Oh, that's it right there. Right there.
I hear you.
Now you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, see, there's the marble here. Let me.
I don't know if my memory's loading up or what.
Do I sound skippy to you, Patrick, or am I clear?
You're clear.
Okay. I didn't know because I didn't know if my computer would have problems with me doing this while doing this. But yeah, that's the marble I added. I can get rid of it and show what was there just by doing that. Oh, wait, not that. By doing that. It was a wood grain.
Oh.
Yeah, it was that wood grain. I got rid of
marble's gonna look way classy.
Yep. And of course, I went with blue for the wall, the sides, top of the sides. I'm going with black for the bottom of the sides. And then the carpet, I'm going to do a darker, the carpet, I'm going to do a darker black than what it is. So I've got a lot to do. I haven't even really, this is just a start.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that's what we do, Steve. That's how we paint the aircraft, and we can, separate the parts out. And like, here's the carpets here.
Too bad we can't do the textures, because then we could have some like really fuzzy, furry chairs, like pimp it out like 70s planes.
Like if I can get angled so that I can see the carpets. Let me back out of here. Is that the front? Yeah. And go right into the front here. And wait a minute. A little more. And I went out. See, when you go outside the model, you can't get back in if there's like a
frozen again. I've lost audio.
Yeah, that's on Steve's end.
Yeah, it must be.
Oh, duh. Problem is, I'm being a tard and I'm trying to go at it from the wrong angle. There we go. Now I see carpet. Yeah. And see, I can change that. I can change that. We don't have carpet, do we? Do we have carpet?
I don't remember seeing carpet.
Carp. We'll see if we got carp. Who knows? I might have a fish.
I know there's like wasn't there like alligator skin or some shit?
Yeah, but I don't want to do that on floor. Yeah, no carpet. However, what do we have?
Oh, what was that? Like some wool or something?
Wool? I don't know. That's material leather band.
Sorry,
Oh, you're fine.
forgot.
You're fine. Yeah, I don't think I'm in the right one. This is the one that's got all the materials in it and stuff. But they're not going to have anything sufficient for carpet. Fabric, canvas creased. Fabric built up. UCP, UCP. No, can't go. Fabric, synthetic sport used.
No, there's like a canvas, I think.
I think this one might do. I'm just playing. I mean, that's all I'm intending to do.
Fabric. Yeah.
Where's the one I saw? Yeah, this one. I'm gonna go with this.
Bedroom?
Huh? Base color. Um, and I want to change that. First of all, I don't want it to be a normal. And I don't even think I want it to be a, well, yeah, maybe. But I want to change this to black. Yeah. And then fabric pattern brace. Base. Triplanar. Crank the hardness up. And there is no normal on that. Well, that's good. Base color, we'll go to black. It's good. And then this is the weave. And that needs to be triplanar.
Now, is this something you can fly?
Yeah, this is what we fly in the simulator.
I know. Yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yep. And like, I think, no, it wasn't
That
that.
plane looks like what?
That looks like carpet.
There's a model airplane that looks like that. Not a model. I mean, there's a model aircraft.
Well, what I probably,
turboprop holds like 8 or 10 people.
what I, yeah, this is,
Yeah.
well, this is a TBM, DARD, or how do you say that? DAHA or whatever? How do you say that company, Steve, that makes planes? I can't remember. There we go, fill there. That's what I wanted.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell did it go?
Damn.
Okay, history. I'm about to bring back some serious memories for you guys.
There's a Beechcraft called the Denali.
No, it's a DAR. I can't. Can you hear me now? He can't hear me.
Can you hear me?
2, 4, 6, 4, 8. Laboratory.
Oh, damn, that looks like carpet for real now.
Well, that is the stock carpet.
Yeah.
All I did was, well, what I did right there was mask it so that I can just get the carpet. So, ah.
there?
Yep, can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I don't think you can hear us at all.
Apparently not.
Oh. That was like the outside of the carpet. Oh man, let me back in. Yeah, I need to get rid of the wall. There we go. Open it up a little bit so I can see in there. Okay, Steve? I saw the thing he wants to speak, but I don't hear him.
What is it? Can you hear me?
Yeah, now I hear you.
Testing.
Can you hear us? We hear you. We hear you.
You don't hear me?
We do hear you. Yes. We hear you.
Okay, I wonder what
I don't know.
it was about. But I rebooted. I don't know. You guys are frozen now. I don't have any picture.
Huh.
I hear you, but
Yeah, I don't know what.
just a minute. I'll come back on. Just a moment.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, this thing is crazy. I can't believe how much they give us to edit.
I was just seeing what you was eating, bud.
I love the polygon fill. It's like cheating. Yeah, I'll probably do it a lot more detailed than that. I didn't know they were going to give me so many options, man. Because, like, we can change these different these different floor. It's weird. Yep, I'll deal with that later. I'm going to. Oh, no, I'm not going to save it. I'm going to go ahead and pop that off so it won't be so slow on me.
Did you ever hear this guy?
Can you hear us now?
Hello.
I heard you a little bit. Can you hear us?
Yep.
We.
Now.
You can hear me now?
Wow, the low.
Oh, okay. You can hear me now, though?
You guys, none of you have been moving for a while. I don't know what that's about. Oh, wait a
I don't
minute.
know.
Your hand's moving.
Do you hear us, though?
You're reaching for your drink. Oh, no.
I think his computer's. I don't think he's got enough memory. It sounds like he's lagging out.
He's still working on your plane?
Not anymore. Can you hear me now? I don't think he hears us.
It's weird.
Testing 1, 2.
We
I
hear
hear
you. We can hear you. I don't think his computer's moving fast enough to see me signing him
Hello?
that we can hear him. Hang on. Compose.
Oh.
I'm emailing him.
Take my wetsuit, the boogie board, and hang 10 down the local water.
Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Well, share this book with all you. Just everything I really need to know, I learned in kindergarten. That's you. See, and under this is a bunch of little things he learned in kindergarten. Like,
I wrote you an email.
Testing.
Use sign language.
He can't see that. I think we're lagging. I think his computer's lagged out.
Let's see.
I don't know. Is the thing behind me still recording? Wow. And showing a T, not me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was weird. Now it's showing me, though. Well, it's showing the camera. Ooh. Vanguard home warranty. Because that's helpful when you don't own it. Hmm. So, yeah, I noticed that there was protests in New York earlier, and I couldn't believe this, right? The angry prepper was out there, doing a live stream on the streets. And
My window explorer stopped working.
um,
Can't see you. I can see the room.
but you can't hear us. Yeah, he was out in the streets, and at one point he was saying something about he kind of wishes that they'd move the barricades away or something and let him brawl in the street, and it's just like this is ridiculous. You know, how if we are not going to take responsibility, self-responsibility, self-discipline, self-control, then who will?
Right.
I mean, it's ridiculous, and these people think they're leaders. That's what blows my mind. These people aren't leaders. Blows my mind, the mindset. And they literally, there is a mindset, I guess, huh? A YouTuber mindset or something? I have never been so wrapped up in any one website that it was my life.
Let me see a picture I made.
Ooh.
It's kind of neat, huh?
Yeah, you did that with AI?
Yeah, the thing does some crazy stuff, man. But last time I went on it, it won't create anything with a face now.
Oh, wow. Oh,
It
you
bl-
were saying that. Yeah.
It blurs it out. Yeah. It's lame as shit now because even cartoon characters, it'll blur it out their face.
They're trying to get on top of stuff before it becomes an issue.
Yeah. Because just the other day, I was doing that one where I was doing what Steve Harvey on Mona Lisa. It won't let me do that now.
Man. I got head out in about 10 minutes. I told the neighbor I wouldn't be in the meeting for over a couple hours. I guess she needs me to help her put a thermostat in.
Right on.
Now it's working.
Now it's working. You hear us?
Yeah, I hear you fine. All of a sudden, I don't know what. Don't know.
Well,
You're probably doing something, aren't you?
no. But I was just telling Patrick I've got about 10 more minutes and then I got to go help the neighbor. But the plane, I was trying to tell you what the plane was. It's a and I can't pronounce it because I don't know how it's supposed to be said. A Dahar? It's Dahar or something like that.
Okay.
Here, I got my computer now. I don't know why I didn't just here. Hang on, I'll tell you.
Yeah, now you. I just looked. I didn't know about this, but turboprops or whatever. Shoot, Beach Aircraft's got a thing called a Denali, like the mountain, and my friend's laying up there still at Mount McKinley. They call it, the locals call it Denali, but Beach, that thing runs 285 knots, 31,000 feet ceiling, 10 passengers. Hell of an airplane.
Well, now this kind of has me confused. Let me,
Yeah, Patrick's moving now.
right there,
Okay. Dahar.
Dar or something like that. But then there's another name, I guess they're calling it. I guess a cicada, socada.
Yeah.
So that's what it is. It's a socada. I don't know if where the Dar comes in or if it's both I have no idea. Maybe they sold the company.
Yeah, but maybe that's what I was thinking, when I said like Sierra or something. I got the S right, but that may be the. But there used to be just kind of one of these that was out there, but now I guess they're a big deal.
Yeah, there's
turboprop.
Yeah, there's a bunch of different ones. Yeah,
There's a hell of an airplane. Hell, that Beach had a 54-foot wingspan on it.
Yep. They all threw in. Cessna's got them. Piper's got them. They all got them.
Yeah. Well, kind of the next generation for speed and all that.
Well, there's a big difference in cost and operation and stuff between that turboprop and a jet. And so that's pretty much as close as you're going to get to a jet without having to pay the cost of a jet.
Yeah, but once you click along about, above 300 miles an hour, you're making tracks. I've
Oh
been
yeah,
out
you are.
at the flat, the city, especially at night. It's really impressive, that you're seeing that next city that you've driven past, take you 2 hours to get there, and here it comes. There it goes.
Yes, yesterday I kind of hastily threw together a performance mod, upgrading the performance of it, and yeah, that thing it cruises along pretty good.
You can do bush takeoffs with it now.
Yeah.
I don't know about landings.
Yeah, well, it said for that beach at 2,900-foot runway.
Hmm.
2,900 feet to take off.
Yeah.
So that half mile strip's going to be a little tight.
Yeah. Well, that was one of the good things about about those TBMs. They, for one, they were built with a good sturdy gear, and they can actually land in pretty short spaces and take off. I think they can land in like 400 feet or something like that, and I think they require like just under 900 feet to take off or something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty. What kind of plane is it?
That's the plane I was showing you, that TBM 850.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
geez.
Yeah. Yep.
It does have reverse thrust too, so when you land, that helps out a lot.
Yep.
And a turboprop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I guess it reverse feathers the prop, I guess.
I've been in a number of planes, setting up in the pilot seat and stuff with them, but to me, it's a hell of a lot easier. There isn't much to it as for startup procedures and all that. It's just kind of like it either runs or it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure how much of a fan I am of how they perform. I don't like the idea of putting the throttle up and having to wait 30 seconds for it to do something,
Well, this one pilot, he said, he's heard of guys where they stand there. When you start them up, you can hang onto the prop, and it takes a while for it to start moving. He says, but I've never tried it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. They don't make changes very quick, but
I don't know, Mike. Aren't they more efficient than
There's a
a
basketball thing.
piston engine, though?
But
Yep.
Go out
Yep.
because
I actually learned about efficiency not long ago by a documentary, and they said that the hotter it is, the more efficient it is. So yeah, a jet engine would certainly be much more efficient than, or a turboprop would be much more efficient than combustion because it runs a lot hotter.
Yeah. Well, I've never been through like I said, I've set up there, but as for paying attention, I know the checkout list didn't, startup procedure and all that really had nothing. It's more with the electronics and everything that all that is working. And then, but I don't know. I guess you thin them out to where they don't, where you can control the fuel, I guess.
Right.
Well, like I said, other than it's a jet engine with a prop on them, pretty cool when they came out with them.
I'm surprised that they haven't made a hybrid plane yet, and put like an APU in a plane and then having the, of course, the electric drive. I am shocked they have not done that.
You mean, like a car?
Kind of like a hybrid car, except instead of having a combustion engine, you would have like the APU.
Well, you're talking about an electric motor.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Has anybody made one? Because I saw one come over one day, and it was flying. It wasn't like he wasn't gliding. Came across, the thing was flying, but there was no noise to it. Go ahead.
It's possible. They do have. There are people playing around with electric ultralights and stuff now, and even bigger now. There's general aviation.
This wasn't like an ultralight. This is a low wing. I imagine it'd hold like 4 passengers in the thing, but it's like a small. They used to make kind of like a trainer plane, the small.
Mm-hmm.
But what got me, there was no noise. I mean, I said, God, that thing electric?
I don't know of anything that big that I have seen them working on. It's most of what I've seen them work on could likely be listed as light. I would say light sport, not ultralight, but
Yeah.
um,
That was about the size of, they got some pretty nice planes that are that light sport aircraft.
yes, they do. And there's a lot of market for that, so that's why there's so many companies that are really pulling into light sport. Yep, and there's actually been a renewed push for all actual ultralights, FAR 103 ultralights. So that's why there's been a lot of companies that's been working with designs on those too. So apparently, aviation, at least ultralight and light sport aviation, has had quite a bit of an uptick.
I like the
It's only
ultralight.
one place there's room for the regular people to get in.
Yep.
Well, no one flies anymore. Pilots.
It's expensive.
Yeah, I mean,
You got to be a YouTuber.
Both of my sons are pilots, Mike. I wonder why.
I don't know. I wouldn't have any idea.
Yeah, well, their grandfather was a P-51 pilot in Europe in World War II, and then a jet fighter pilot in the Korean War. And I've been a pilot, so
Awesome.
it does something to a person, though. Even if they don't continue it, I've talked about that. Friend of mine in Wichita, and she soloed,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not like soloing in a car.
Mm-mm.
It's really different, and I think it's a real confidence builder. I've got a cousin that everyone in his family took pilot lessons and soloed.
Sweet.
Whether they could or not, but which it just changes you to me.
Hang on, I have to check. That sounds awful freaking heavy.
I got to bounce out, guys.
Yeah, I
Good
gotta
being
go.
here. I got to go. See you later, Steve.
Yeah, thanks, Pat. Enjoyed it.
Peace.
Take care. In
Yeah.
Iowa.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Have they
just
hung
commercial.
corn yet?
I'm trying to find his altitude. Oh, that's why. Yeah, I heard a loud jet. It was just a commercial jet flying over.
Boy, something went over the other day. It was a little hazy out, but it was loud, and I couldn't see it. It was so high.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know what they're. Every once in a while there's something comes across.
There's a
Not
lot of
really,
activity.
Yep. One of those super spies or whatever it is.
Yep, there's a lot of activity. All right, well, I'm going to hop off here. I need to go help the neighbor out, and I will
Thank
talk.
you.
Oh, no
Enjoyed
problem.
it.
I did as well.
Maybe next week.
Yep. No, absolutely next week. Yep.
Well, I woke up. I lucked out because I was getting a little tired. I did some things yesterday. I felt up to it, and I wondered how I was going to do today. But I'd fallen asleep, and I woke up 2:00. So
Right.
it just about right. So unless I crash or some deal, I'll try to be here next week. Then
Okay. Sounds good.
talk to you later.
All right. Catch you later.
Bye.